Welcome back into Main Street Living. Now, Cheryl, Quincy, I don't know about you guys, but something that definitely is comforting to me right now is animals. And
always. I've got my 4 cats, so yeah, I love them.
Yes,
yeah, don't rub it in, Cheryl.
Is always going to be comforted now. Actually, running a wildlife zoo can be a little challenging, especially during COVID. But as we all know, we all learn to adapt, of course. And the folks at Wildlife World Zoo in Arizona, they're doing just that. And here with us today, Kristy Morcom. She's Director of Media Relations there at the zoo. She's here to tell us about the new baby arrivals and all that stuff there at the zoo, as well as their social distancing protocols. How you doing there today, Kristy?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on your guys' show. And you're absolutely right. There's a lot that goes into running a wildlife animal park, especially during these really tough times. And we've had to change up a lot of what we're doing to ensure we're still able to connect with the public. We actually had to close down for a few months while everything was in full swing with COVID. And now we're open. We're excited to be welcoming the public back in. And with Arizona's largest exotic animal collection, we're always having new babies born, and we have so many new faces, along with our familiar faces, for people to come out and see.
Yeah, well, how did the zoo get its start?
That's a great question. So we actually just celebrated our 35th anniversary, and we're a privately owned zoo. We're owned by Mickey Olson, who started the zoo 35 years ago. And he was a school teacher for almost 20 years and retired from being a school teacher and started really small, opened the zoo. Education is really important to him. So it's based on education and conservation. And because people could come out and see such a diverse collection, it's grown to what it is today with over 6,000 animals and 600 different species. So we're one of the top collections as far as diversity goes in the entire country.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And I'm probably one of the biggest animal lovers you're ever going to come across. I mean, I save turtles when I see them trying to cross the road, and I do things like that. And I know a lot was going on when COVID hit. You guys were doing some renovations, and what new things can people look forward to seeing?
So when we did have to close down, we really wanted to take advantage of that time. And we were still working on exhibits, renovating exhibits. But I think our biggest attraction right now that people are coming out and they're just so excited to see is our safari park expansion. So it's a new 5-acre expansion. It actually opened up just a few weeks before we had to close our doors. So there were only a handful of people who were able to come out and experience it. And we have a lot of really exciting animals back there. I think the most exciting is going to be our critically endangered African pygmy hippos.
Ooh.
Yes.
That is interesting because I read in a British zoo, they had received 6 new parrots, right? And the parrots were removed from the public because they were using profanity, right? So, just to know that y'all can have that situation happen there, like, is there any new arrivals that have come that you guys are excited about?
That was such a funny story. We have so many new arrivals, and we have Grevy zebras, which are a very rare species. Normally, when you see zebras in zoos, they're going to be your plains zebra, but our Grevy zebras are gorgeous, and they just had a baby. So not only do we have Grevy zebras, we have a baby Grevy zebra, and we have so many parrots throughout the zoo too, and they all love to talk and interact with the public. And sometimes, parrots are really intelligent. They have about the same intelligence as your average 2-year-old, so they can pick up those bad habits, especially when you have a lot of people coming into the zoo. Right. And I would be lying if I said we've never had that problem.
That is adorable. I think I need to get a parrot now. And so if people want to get involved, you guys are so funny. What kind of volunteer opportunities are there with the zoo?
So you have to be 18 or older to come out and volunteer, but it's so wonderful because our volunteers get to do so much of what our keeper and animal care team gets to do. And it's a wonderful way to connect with wildlife, get that hands-on experience, especially if you want to make a career out of working with wildlife. It's a great way to see what's available and get your foot in the door.
Thanks so much for that information, and thank you for what you guys are doing. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we've got all the information there on the screen, how you can find you, wildlifeworld.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I definitely have to check out the hippos and the parrots and all the fun stuff.
Definitely.
Quincy, oh my goodness. All right, we've got a lot more ahead on Main Street Living, and the countdown to Halloween is on. And our next story, Quincy, might give you pins and needles. Stick around.